Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to this new video. In this video we're going to take a look at some more pieces that I'm going to have up for sale at this upcoming Red Valkyrie Underground art auction, and also just taking a look at the pieces in general. So as you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be focusing on this piece. So let's take a look at this let's do a quick scan from the bottom to the top. All right, so this is an 11 by 17 comic board piece I did of these two characters. This guy's name is Swarm, and he was created by Shane, and who is part of the King Toad comics group. If you're not familiar with King Toad, one of their more prominent artists is Joe Ball, and Joe Ball is currently working on a comic called Death, Death, Death. And so I'm a big fan of them and their work. And yeah, so this is actually a piece that showed up on the campaign for Swarm. This was one of the prints that was included in the book. So if you backed the book, then you would have gotten a print of this piece colored up by Michael Beacon, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this is a real fun piece to draw. It's one of the it's a real fun piece, and it's one of the moments where I experimented a lot with hatching. As you can evidently see here with this character, his name is Armadillo. I went I would say above and beyond, I guess, for my personal taste and skill set. No, I think I went overboard with how I would have like with my capacity for inking. Like I didn't think I would be able to pull this off, but it came out really nice. And yeah, I mean, Shane put out a call for artists to see if they'd be willing to work on a Swarm piece, and so I jumped at the opportunity to do a piece for them because as I mentioned, I'm a big fan of their work. And he gave me a quick rundown of who Swarm was. He mentioned, like in the description, he mentioned though it's like CG's Spider-Man. So the insect vibe, the costume, and the agility and things like that. So he said that, and so I ran with that. And so I drew Swarm in the very Spider-Man-esque pose, and yeah, so he's battling Armadillo. When I saw Armadillo's design, when I saw these two characters like put together, I was like, okay, so I'm going to tackle this like an old school Spider-Man versus Rhino or something like that. You know, like a big bad guy versus the small, agile, thin, quick character. You know? So yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing this. It was great, and yeah, so let's take a look at the piece. So as you can see in the piece, it's very simple. You know, Swarm is jumping out of the way as Armadillo's attacking him, and then Armadillo misses, and then he just lands his hand in this debris, in this rock, and so yeah, so you can see all of the hatching here on the rocks. Take a zoom in here on the details and stuff. Like rendering rocks is pretty fun because there's really like nothing you can do to mess it up, because the rocks, they come in all shapes and sizes, they come in all different forms. So if you make supposedly mistakes, you know, then it just adds to the texture. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, so I drew the armor. And when I drew the armor, I was thinking, okay, how could I render this character in such a way that it looks different from Swarm and it looks different from the rocks? Because I didn't want the rocks and Armadillo to have the same rendering so that they will look like the same thing. So I had to think of something different, something that would differentiate the character from the rocks. And so my solution, it could be considered a good one or a bad one, is up to each person though, but I think it was pretty good considering all things considered. And I decided to use a smaller fine liner, and I just rendered the entire armor. So I rendered the entire armor, tried to give it some kind of texture. I think it came out pretty good. There's some areas for example, here the leg, on the top part of the leg, I just went just regular hatching. Then there's some areas that are shaded. Then I went with cross hatching, and then I just hatched as much as I could to try to give this some kind of values, some kind of gray tones, especially in the face, for example. And also, as I don't know if you could tell, and I don't know if I pull this off right, but I think the primary light source would be coming from here. So the light that's reflecting in his face would be the light reflected from the impact and the blow. At least that was the idea. But there's arguably things that I could have done better. And so yeah, definitely. And for example, here there's like an indicator that the light source is coming from behind. So there's casting a shadow down here. So that's why I did that rim thing there. And yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I dig drawing machines and machinery and that type of thing. So I'm going to be doing that a lot more, hopefully. Just if I have the opportunity to do that with any kind of character, even ones that I create. So I dig that. I don't know if I've done this type of rendering again. No, I'm sorry, I did this type of rendering for an art for a commission earlier this year of a space marine from Warhammer. I would love to show that off to you, but I don't have that with me. That's the owner already got that. So, but yeah, in that piece, I also did this kind of rendering. Where I did the hatching across the entire thing, and then I went back and then did cross hatching for the shadows and stuff. So this gave me that kind of experience, that having done that, which is good. That's why I like tackling different kinds of characters, especially ones that force me to play with textures and force me to play with different types of fabric and material and things like that. So it'll give me a great opportunity to experiment with different inking styles and inking techniques. So I do this, for example, and then I would see like if it works or if it doesn't. I would either continue to do it or maybe I'll skip it and do something different for another piece. But yeah, it was fun. This character, for example, this is like a suit. So I just went the normal way of rendering, that I would do, like cross hatching here, hatching. I learned, for example, like if I do this kind of let's see if I can show you. If I do this kind of right here, if I do this kind of cross hatching, where it's in one direction and the other cross hatching, that to not overpower the art with that kind of hatching all the way through. So for example, here this part of the leg, I didn't cross it, I just hatched it. Here I just hatched it and I just crossed it just in the specific areas. Here, for example, there's just hatching, and so I play with that. So play with that so that there's a balance to the character. You don't want the character just too what could you say, like congested, I guess, or too overpowered with one type of hatching style. So I play with that a lot. It's also good to leave areas for just white areas like that. And yeah, the colors came out great. Actually, here are the colors right now. Bam. So you can see the character, how Michael was able to color this impact right here. The reflection that he played with here, the glow in the eyes, really good stuff. The suit. Also, he did the night scene, and he played really well with this thing that I did with the trees. I wanted to play with this, for example, with the trees. Like, there's bushes in different depths. Like I have these bushes would be in the foreground, the black ones would be further back. And I didn't draw anything. I just really just outlined it here, and just filled it in. And so it gives you the impression that there's bushes in the immediate background, and then further back. So that was something that I picked up. Man, I can't exactly remember where I picked that up from. I think I picked that up with one of the pieces of art that is actually in the book, if I'm not mistaken. So if you got the book, there's pages in there that's got this kind of forest background in it. And so yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to apply that. And so I applied it. It came out great. And I also did this kind of a forest background for a King Cryptid piece that I did, and it just came out great. So I'd recommend that for like a good way to just give the viewer the impression that there's a forest background in the back without actually having to draw all of the trees. And yeah, so you can see how Beacon did a great job with all that stuff. So he brought it home really well. And so yeah, so this is the piece. This is the piece, and I'm gonna have this up for auction. It'll be this October 12th, which is a week and a few days from today. So yeah, so this may be one of the last times I see this piece. This piece is really nice. And so yeah, so I have this. Now I'll have this up for auction, but this isn't going to be the only piece. When I offer this up, I'm also going to offer 2 other pieces. The first piece is this. This is fan art. This is 100% fan art of a character called Silhouette. This character was created by Phil Diaz from Zaid Comics. They created they're the creators of books like Magic Hop, Lost Pages, and they also did the CG Vacation. I think that's what it's called. I forgot. It's been a while. Where they did it's a really cool book that's got a bunch of pin art of all the characters, or a bunch of different characters from CG. And so yeah, I'm fascinated with their character Silhouette, and I read the Lost Pages too, and I just had to do some fan art of the character because it was great. But I decided to take a different approach to it, and I did this kind of rendering again, similar to akin to this. It's not a metallic surface, obviously, though, but I tried to do that, see if it worked, because this character is full black, but I wanted to like play with that to see if I can give some hints of like a face behind the darkness, behind the black. So it was an idea. I'm not 100% happy with that. I think I could have done something a little bit different to make it better. But that's how it came out. And I'll also be offering this up at the auction, so you can get this like in the package. Like you can get this with this swarm piece. So if you like, be sure to tune in. It's at the Red Valkyrie Underground Art Auction, which is going down next week, Saturday, which is October 12th. And there's different time slots in the auction. I will be in the time slot that's from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to midnight, the 12th, so 9 to 12. So check me out at that time. I'll have these pieces up for auction, and then if you like, you can take it home with you. And then I have this piece, and I'm also going to offer up this piece. If I get some bidders, if I get more people to bid, then I'll offer this piece up also. And this is another fan art piece. But no, sorry, this piece is fan art, but this was done for a fan art contest of Crimstone, and I think it was Crimstone. I think it was Lost Pages, but I decided to draw Crimstone. And yeah, so this is my take on it, my take on the character a little bit, because there are images of him with the jean jacket, and so I went with that. There's also images of him, I think, with brass knucks, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know, but for some reason, I decided it would be a great idea. Like if I had Crimstone wearing some jewelry and rocking some brass knucks and stuff. For some reason, I don't know, but yeah. So this is the drawing, and we can take a close look here. He's got the LP for the Lost Pages in a chain. I don't think I've ever seen him wear a chain, but that's his chain. And here's the brass knuck on this hand. He's got brass knucks on this hand. And then he's got his regular stuff. And the tats were a little bit difficult because I wanted to do designs, but then also wanted to do something that, because I've seen, like, for example, like if there's an artist that would draw Crimstone, they would draw Crimstone and then they would do something unique with the tats. So like it spells their name, or it's like something that they're doing. Like if he's hitting somebody, like he'll say like wham across one of his arms. And I thought that's a really cool idea. I asked Phil, like, are his tats like is one specific design, or can they be anything that you'd like? And he said, no, just go ahead, just do whatever you like. It changes, all the time, which I think is a great idea, because then that just gives each artist the freedom to do whatever they like. So they could put all kinds of designs on that. So that each time that someone draws Crimstone, it's a unique piece, because you're not going to see the same set of tats every time. So I thought that was great, and so I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And so I just played with it, and I was kind of like lamenting the situation because I couldn't think of anything unique to do. I'm sorry, actually No, I couldn't think of anything unique. Oh no, sorry, I did think of something unique. Hold up. There's something super unique here, actually. If you take a look, this tat right here, this tat right here is an outline of the symbol for my character Zadok. My character Zadok has a symbol. It's an emblem. You see that symbol emblem on the logo of Elliot Rodriguez Arts when the video starts. You see that emblem, and then this is an outline. I didn't want to be too on the nose with it, so I was super subtle with it, and so that's the symbol here. That's the symbol. And just in case, if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the picture. You see that? And so here's the symbol. This is like an outline. Probably didn't do it as well as I should have, but that's the outline. So yeah, so I did do something unique with that. So now that I think about it. And yeah, and I got this piece colored also. I got this piece colored by Emmanuel Ordaz, who's the colorist for Ominous. And yeah, he did a great job with this piece also. And let's take a look at those colors. So you can see what he looks like. I got this art featured in the channel. You can see him in shorts, and you've seen him before. I like how he did it. I love how he did his hand, and just yeah, just a big fan of his Emmanuel Ordaz. And so yeah, so I will also have this up for auction. If you're interested in this, I will have this up for auction. I will have this up. Also, I have my Spider-Man piece. That's one round. This is another round. I'm going to include these pieces together. And so yeah, so hopefully you tune in. Again, that is on October 12th, which is a week and a few days from today. And there's different time slots. I will be in the time slot from 9 p.m. to midnight. So in that time slot, you can catch me, and I will be offering off this piece, and then a lucky person could take this home. You know, so the auction will be on Saturday. If this goes, I will be shipping this on Monday. You know, so you'll get this as quick as I can send it to you. So yeah, so have no fear. Yeah, please have no fear, because I have shipped out lots of art, and so I haven't had any complaint about it not arriving. So yeah, so please, you can bid with confidence, you know, and I will not let you down. And also, yes, just extra tip that I keep forgetting to mention, and I will mention this at the auction. But any and all people who bid or who win the auction will also get a free copy of my comic in digital form, obviously. You know, so you will get that also. So if you bid, you get this magnificent piece. You could also probably get these two pieces if they're up at the bid at the time, and you will also get my digital comic of Ominous. So yeah, so I recommend getting on that. You know, mark it down in your schedule, in your calendars. It's October 12th from 9 to 12. I'll be there auctioning off some art. I think you should stop by anyways, because even if you don't like my art, there's a lot of great artists there. They're going to auction off a lot of great, amazing art. For example, I'm going to be sharing the stream, I think, with Shelby Robertson, and he's got amazing art. And so if you don't like what I got, then check out Shelby's stuff, because Shelby's got a lot of great stuff there. So he's always got great stuff, and you get food when you get his stuff too. So maybe I should offer food. But yeah, so that's what you got to look forward to. And again, this is Swarm versus Armadillo. This big monster here is Armadillo. Don't forget to check out the underground art auction on October 12th. Tell them that Swarm sent you, or Armadillo. Tell them that Armadillo sent you. And that's it. I don't want to take up any more of your time. You guys have a great one. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Hello, everyone. The time is finally upon us. Ominous Avenging Death is now available. Avenging Death is a short 10-page story that serves as a preview of what kind of art you can expect and the world you'll see in the main story of Ominous. In Avenging Death, we'll see Zadok take on the monstrous Deathmonger in a 10-page fight scene that'll be sure to get you hooked into the world of Ominous. All of the artwork is done, including the line art, which was done by me, the colors, which were done by Emmanuel Ordaz, and the lettering, which was done by Paul Bird. So grab your copy of the digital PDF file today for only $5. That's right, $5. Contact me in my DMs on Twitter for more information. Now, coming up next is the official trailer of Ominous Avenging Death. Enjoy.